What's up, everybody? Welcome to another video in the Ideal Auto Factory, where we do everything RCs and vinyl wrapping. Today we're doing something very special. We're working on the Fantasy 2. We're getting inboard rear suspension put on it, or cantilever as some would call it. And we're just gonna have fun together as I dive in to my workspace and I give you a first-person view of me working on my car, just going through the details and making it work. So, if you want to see me work on this, if you want to see the whole process and how I think through it and how I actually get the job done, so maybe you can do it too, this video is for you. Disclaimer, I can't give you a good reason to actually have inboard rear suspension on your car other than the fact that you can adjust your ride height and things are just a little cooler. For me, that's my opinion. You don't really gain anything or lose anything. I can't really tell you that you're putting weight in certain places that you're not supposed to or that you are. For me, it's all about how cool it looks, and then on top of that, it just makes the car more unique than it already is unique. So, let's get to it. Keep God first. So 1, 2, and 3. They all have Yokomo SP02 or SP03 version 2 servos in them. And the reason being is because I got the program card pretty early. I got the one that you can just plug straight into the servo and program the servo. So because I have that, I usually just go straight to Yokomo servos because I have the most control. I don't have to buy a bunch of stuff. I just buy Yokomo servos. So I'm going to switch that out. 1 and 2. Should be able to turn this whole piece. Oh wow, the Servo Horn did not have anything holding it together in the front, but it does have stuff holding it together on the side. Let me show you. Nothing in the center of that. It's just a little screw on the side here. Let's go ahead and get that one out on the side. That should do it. Yep, that routed it. Out. 1. Put your own over. There we go. Take the second one out. This is the only screws that it had in it. I want to put the other 2 in there as well. Time to center the servo so I can put that servo horn back on. Still a little chatter too. Not nearly as much as the Rev D servo though. Got a little tilt there and then, okay, that'll work straight up and down. Alright, I'm gonna tighten everything up and get it back on the car. But as you can see, it still works. Very choppy. I'm gonna have to turn it down. Some stuff's in there. It's a little weird on the tune, but we'll get there. Now that I've done that, I'm gonna show you something really cool. And then we're gonna get to the main event. So here we have the JSM battery plugs, pretty much. Just a bling version of these. Gonna open that up. Got the wrap up next. Servo, basically little servo or body mounts, you could say, right angle body mounts. And then we have the Hydra Shark IFS kit. What could we be doing with all of this? You know, this is gonna be for the battery plugs. With this and this, we're gonna be changing this rear end to a rocker IFS setup. So let's get to it, because I'm really excited about that. I love IFS, so let's do it. So here is the JSM Hobbies battery plug system. They're titanium. And I want to give a special shout out to the Hobby Shop TX, Hobby Shop Texas in Leander, Texas. They were the first to get these in the States and, you know, save all that shipping hassle. So here it is. I'm opening it up, and pretty much I've had some battery plugs before, and I started doing a lot of little updates on making sure my systems were in place and nice. But here, this is really beautiful. You get two different colors to make sure you never put the positive into the negative or the negative into the positive. And just check out the packaging. I have no way of telling whether this stuff is really titanium because I don't really know how titanium works, but the rainbow is usually a clear sign that it's titanium. You get the burnt or anodized, or I can't even remember how, but either way, really nice. You get the battery plugs. Comes in a nice packaging. Straightforward there. We're going back and doing that later on because it's not even relevant right now. I'm trying to get to that IRS, not IFS. I know I said IFS, but it's inboard rear suspension. I already know in order to do IFS or IRS, independent rear suspension, as in cantilever in the rear, I need to have this become a ball joint. A rod end or steering link. And then I need to have something to rock back and forth right there. And then my damper will go here. Looks like I got the room to make it work with one of these holes here. And then the damper just goes right there, up high. And we'll go from there. Now, the key here is these. These turn something that's facing this way to facing this way, which is why I got them. So, open these up. Let's get them out. Nice to get 4 magnets in the process, though. Put you back there. There we go. One. Nice and black. Get all those parts out. Little screws. Trash. I made it. So now, look at what happens. Got 3 different spots. Screw can go in 3 different slots here. So I'm gonna just put it right there. And now we got our rocker. Unscrewing the shock tower here. That's the actual damper here. Get that out the way. Now one of these can go like that. Just gotta get it like that, which means, how do I get in there? Because it's slant. I am thinking out loud here. Let's focus on the actual damper side first, then. And we'll come back to that. Got him. Move you out the way. So everything stays the same right now. I'll take the damper off. What I'm pretty much doing right now is I'll go and put a couple of standoffs. Put a couple of these standoffs about right here, somewhere right here, and then we'll see how that goes. It's just a leaky shock. Look at this thing. I got a fix for that. Oh, almost fell. Sheesh. I'm gonna make it hard on the brother today. Right at the top of the screen here. Gonna lock in one of these standoffs. That's one. So my phone died, and this is the very next day. What I did so far is I added 1, 2, 3 standoffs, and then the wrap up next angle piece right there. So it's pretty sturdy. As you see, I moved the standoff and the chassis moves. So now what I'm gonna do is get it set up to be right here. And as you can see, we're fully extended and we just about hit that mark there where pretty much the rocker is going to be. So this is the Rhino Racing IFS kit. The reason why I got this kit is to get the actual rockers out of it so that I could get a full-on rear inboard suspension setup. Now I haven't opened a Rhino Racing package in this new form. You know, the CLSD came out and those come in like a tin can. So I've opened that, but this is my first time opening up a like Rhino Racing package like this. It's really nice. I like the foam and the fact that everything's kind of allocated and placed very organized in the package instead of just being a bunch of stuff at the bottom of a plastic bag. The funny thing about Rhino Racing is that they've actually been converting a YD2 Yokomo, and now they have their own drift car, but it's weird. I don't know how to describe it. They've become like a normal everyday conversation kind of chassis, meaning you can't just talk about drift without talking about the shark. But it really started out as a Yokomo YD2 conversion kit, so it's kind of cool they've made that their way over to the competition world like that after the Rhino Max. And now I'm just placing my rocker. Notice it's more of in a 90-degree angle shape instead of like a obtuse, obtuse. Yeah, it's not obtuse. It's very straight on 90 degree, which makes it a little difficult to do what I'm trying to do here. So I'm just figuring that out. But yeah, that wrap up next piece here. Still figuring out how to do it. I think I figured it out finally. And so yeah, I'm just gonna let me in real-time video explain everything to you. Thank you. Let's continue watching. What can I get right here on this screw that goes that way to give me something further up? I do have something. Let's hope it's enough space. Let's see. So those two pieces are from my Aeromax setup station, and I'm going to basically run this like so. Oh yeah, that should work fine. Yeah, so if I do that, the one under it has to be red. There we go. Back in there. Now, bring you back out. Check the time. There we go. Okay. So I got everything behind the washer. I think I remember correctly, I can't have two washers. I can't have two washers on the same. Yeah, I don't think I can do that one. So now let's just screw in some more there. Now take this out. All right, everybody's happy now. Straighten you out. Now we got this piece in place right there with the hole A little dress up washer on. Gonna bring it through to the other side and then give ourselves a, there it is. Gives ourselves the 1-2 punch here. And I'm excited now because, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at that. That rocker is gonna sit so nice. I would possibly put it like there, but that's too far in. I gotta space it out. So I gotta bring it over. We'll figure this out. So I'm gonna bring it over some. Don't really know how I'm gonna do that yet. But nonetheless, here we are. The main event here. Spacer and all. Let's add her in. There we go. Right there. Moment of truth. Drum roll. Please. Ooh, I'm ready. Yes. Look at that. Oh, look at that. So we got that. Now I need to get another ball in. But then I'll need 4. No, 1 there. So 1 here, 1 down at the bottom. And then I need another turnbuckle thingy. Okay, okay, so I got my stuff here. And then I got my piece here. So I need 4 of these. I need to find 4 of these and then 2 actual studs. But I gotta find 4 total. So let me do that and I'll be back. Okay, so right here, I'm about to start yapping away about how I found everything I needed in my parts bin and, you know, talking about that's going to be what I use. And it really isn't. What I'm going to end up using once I move my hand out of the way, pretty much where my fingers are twitching at, up top there, top right-hand corner of the screen, there's a cubby hole. There's like a nice little slot over there on that parts tray. I have 2 rod ends, like 2 like turnbuckle thingies. Don't know the correct term right now. They're sitting in there with ball ends and the actual rod ends or ball cups, rod ends, the metal part that you screw in and then the ball snaps onto and all it. You guys know what I'm talking about. So all of this that I'm doing right now is not relevant anymore because of what it took to get to the end. I am squeezing the actual piece to get it to move smoother, and you can see it starts being able to rotate on its own weight. That is something cool that I do all the time because I don't know what these numbers are or the measurements on some of this stuff is, so I just kind of feel it out, and if it's not moving, you squeeze it a little bit and you get your free spinning under the own weight of the part. So let's skip ahead and get to the part where I use the actual parts that I'm going to use in this process. Go ahead and move this from here all the way up here. See what we got. Oh yeah. Now we get somewhere. So we have this all the way to there. Let's get wild, let's get wild, let's get wild. So what you gotta do is you take these off, get your shock pliers, put it there, unscrew that. A red and another red here. Tell you, these standoffs are amazing. Better get you some, Just gonna use regular pliers right now since I know these are my like spare dampers till I can. You gotta always have a set of spare dampers. These are Sakura 3 racing dampers here. They leak like crazy, but hey, they do the job. So go ahead and put this on. Bring it as tight as we can there. Got them on. Hear that? Now let's get another standoff in there. There's the second one. And now we need the shorter ones to kind of prevent the longer ones from doing weird stuff. 1 and 2. Always find things in pairs. That way we don't mess up the flow by just doing one. So switching over to my 1.5 millimeter. Gonna screw this in first. I don't think we made it that far in there. Let's go screw that one in first. See how far we get. Yeah, we can get pretty far. Yep. It's pretty far in there. And now for our longer second one, oh, okay. That was not a standoff. Or a threaded ball, or whatever you want to call it. And get this one in there. There we go. So now that that's in there, here we go with the, it's this one. We put this back on. Check our length really quick. So we're about here. Ooh. It's not long enough to reach. The only other way I see that's possible is to add a second. So we got our 3 for the other side. Is we add a second standoff. Ooh, if we do that, yep, we got enough. Just something else. So that's definitely coming out with it. Sorry, nice and tight there. Now, how much room do we need to make it there? This one still will work. So now we need to, no, this has to go in the trash. All right, find another standoff. Found it. Oh no, that ain't about to work. I see there's one stuck in here, so I gotta take that one out. Okay, hold on. Let's see what we're working with. Let's just grab a different one. Fresh. Get a short one here. Short one always goes in first. Goes in second to stop the other from chopping out on us. All right, they're all there. Now for the long guy again. Do me a favor and comment below that you're liking what you see so far. So boom, that would go there. And then we go higher up, we let it rest right there. Get our spot, and then wham. So what would push? Pushing going down. So I mean this lifts up, so down, push. All right, it was supposed to be like this. Down, we'll pull. So we need up to push, so we can push down. So that would mean yes, this is what we want. That right there. So yeah, I just went over that whole process, and long story short, yes, that makes sense. To get the downward push, meaning as the chassis goes down, it pushes the shock absorber into itself. Instead, though, I went with a different approach to it later on, and I'm going to show you that now. So we're skipping ahead a lot just to speed up the whole process. So here it is. It actually works after being off camera and tweaking a lot of things. I had to go to plenty of my spare parts bins. It works. Look at it. It works. We got nice movement there. And I always keep the other side regular so we can, verify that it all works the same. Notice how that's not moving. I have to get a stronger spring now because of the function of the actual spring. It's just not the same anymore. I think that's as far down as it goes. Yeah, there it is. That's the click. So, oh, got a little action. But as soon as you put that battery in there, it's not going to work. The only thing I don't like is, of course, this is gold and not really keeping with everything. Although I do have, gold here and gold right there on the motor. Let's clean up this area and then just take it all in. There it is. We have IFS in the rear. You can see it moving right here. It all functions well. I'll get a different spring in there. And yeah, we got a little play backwards, like, the actual pressure from the push is actually moving this rod here, but it's not that big of a deal to me. That's not a deal breaker. The fantasy is coming together. In the next video, then we're gonna add the big bores. So the reason why I went with these, it's mixed reviews on these. I mean, I feel like there's mixed reviews on every damper out there on the market. And I am doing this to kind of get my hands in this world. I have 3 vehicles with Overdose HG V2 dampers on them, but honestly, I feel like these can do the same thing. The only difference is these don't have adjustable caps. So the cap on the Overdose is adjustable. So let's see if I can keep these from leaking. And if I can, it's simple, Yeah, I'm really liking this setup. I don't know why I have these here. As a matter of fact, let me take those off now because I don't see the reason for them being there. For all my cars, I have a little cubby for them. Each one being a separate cubby. I have to make sure that I keep all these parts there so I don't lose them for the specific vehicle that I'm working on them with. Let me know if you guys enjoy a video like this, something less, I don't want to say, the word is structured, I guess, and more along the lines of just me doing my process. I hope it actually brings a benefit to you because, I have been in this, independent inboard suspension wave for quite some time. I try to do it on every vehicle that I own if I can, but I also don't like the amount of money you got to spend for it. So I'm more along the lines of doing it in a special way now, making sure I do it on the vehicle that would cater to it most. So this one, of course, that front end is iconic. And why not put an iconic rear end setup on it too? Why not? Look at that. thank you for watching. I know it was a lot to take in, watching me process all of that. But in the end, I hope you got something out of it. You know, maybe it's just the process of just fiddling around with your car and doing something totally different. Most of that stuff, like those red standoffs, they're from Amazon. A lot of the other stuff is from a random parts bin that I got from just looking on Marketplace, and then people are getting out of the hobby, so you get a lot of parts for very cheap. Um, I've also got a chance to just experiment. So that's another thing. I'm throwing parts at this thing. I'm figuring it out, and then sometimes I went off camera and I tried to do something, and then I finally figured it out. Of course, you didn't get to see everything, but you got to see enough that I hopefully, makes you want to try out inboard rear suspension or cantilever, or even just get out there and try something different other than what you already have, because this is the only way I stop myself from just buying a whole bunch of other random stuff. Like, that costs a whole lot more money. But then again, hey, what is the hobby if we're not always, trying to stay relevant, I guess? So yeah, just thank you for watching. If you like this video, comment down below. And then of course, I'll see you on the next video. Keep God first. Peace.